like running around. Like I forgot to blow dry my hair because I normally show up places with wet hair,
Oh
which
no.
nobody in my life likes. So I'm like, okay, like ready with sopping wet hair. I was like, oh my God, I should dry my hair. So you
I know
gave me
I
time to do that.
that works for me. I know I was like, I have plenty of time to get there, and then I saw the wreck and I was like, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, sometimes there are things out of our control, you know?
Yeah.
Totally get it.
While everybody's filtering in, if you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so um, my author name is Missy Kaye, and I am currently a romance author. And I say currently just because I don't think I'll only ever write romance. In fact, I actually haven't, but I've only ever published romance up until this
Oh.
point. And I think everything that I write will have a romantic subplot at the very least, because who doesn't want to have that included in a story? Like, have your cake and eat it too. I do.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so Missy K, I have two books published. They're both available on Amazon. They're in a series called the Muse series. The first book is called Splatter Me, and the second one is called Shape Me. And if you aren't getting some hints from the names, it is like an artist romance. So the idea is kind of that the guy sees the girl as his muse and then they create works of art with that theme in mind. Um, so that's my brief intro, and I guess I should say I published my first book just last year, so I'm a baby author.
Aw. What
Yeah.
got you into becoming an author and writing?
Well, I think like maybe like a lot of people, I always wanted to write a book one day. I just didn't know how I would do it. And I've been working in the corporate world for maybe like the last 10 years, like a white collar desk jobs type of thing. And maybe when I was around 25, so a few years ago, I started writing on the side. Like I felt like I needed a creative outlet, and I
Mhm.
always loved reading, like big voracious reader as a child, kind of had a dip and then like got back into reading, which I think is also a really common story for
Right.
people. And yeah, I just started writing on the side, and I was so embarrassed about it actually on my computer that I titled the file newsletter, so that if anyone ever like was going through my files, they wouldn't find like, oh, like secret story no one can read. Like they'd be like, oh, boring newsletter, I'm not going to read that. So I wound up just like writing on the side, and it was really gratifying and fun. I didn't know what I was doing. I joined a writing group that was mostly virtual but a little bit in person, but it was really fun to talk to all these other people who were also just writing stories just because they wanted to. Um, and long story short, I ended up running the writing group because our leader was like this eccentric woman from London who like disappeared one day because she found her long lost son, and then everyone was dialing in, and like our leader wasn't there, and so it was just me. um,
What?
yeah, and through all of that, basically through that reading group, which was like 2 to 3 times a week, I wound up writing my first book. Um, but it was kind of like I didn't publish it. I still have it. It's like a time travel and like friendship and time
Hmm.
travel and like a time traveling soldier. Maybe he falls in love with this other girl who, and so it's like this whole thing. Um, but yeah, that hasn't gone anywhere. And then at the end of that, I just realized, I think I've learned a lot in the last few years. Let's see if I can actually write a whole story from start to finish that's kind of short. And then I know how to write a romance. I enjoy doing that. People like reading them. And so that's why I wrote Splatter Me, was because I wanted to see if I could write a
Mhm.
full story. And it's a novella for anyone listening, so it's only like 40,000 words. You can read it in like an hour or two. An hour if
Mhm.
you're very fast. But yeah, between an hour or two is like what people say. And it's just a cute little spicy little sweet romance story that takes place in Brooklyn.
I thought it was really fun and it was a unique like genre because I haven't read anything about artists or that kind of romance. It's usually like mafia or like the
Yeah, totally.
or like super
I know
small
what you
town.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was explaining that to I have been explaining a lot of this to a lot of my like friends and family, like all this niche genre stuff that they don't know, but
Yes.
like every all my internet friends know, like all my bookish
We get it.
internet friends know all this. And, like last night, I was literally explaining to people, I'm like, mafia is a genre, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, mafia, dark romance, and they're like, what's dark romance? And then I'm trying to explain to them like all this stuff that to me, like everybody in my
It just
mind
makes sense.
knows.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's so funny. Like, I think when I try to describe my book, I do say sweet and spicy because
Hmm.
it definitely isn't dark romance, but there is spice. And
Right.
like, how do you then like the colors are all pastel colors, like the book covers and like my social media and stuff, but it's not like small town, sweet, closed door romance. And so I'm like,
Right.
I'm not
Right.
sure like what genre or like what subcategory of romance it exists in, so I just say contemporary. But yeah,
Okay.
I almost wish I could tag it with something else. Like,
No, that
I
makes sense.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it was very contemporary, but it felt very different. Like it felt very unique. Because with contemporary, I expect like very Hallmark, like oh, I met my long lost first love, and now we've reconnected.
totally.
Where yours was a very unique storyline because you have like these pen pals that meet each other and you have a very mysterious kind of MMC that we really don't know much about. And then we have a very fun female main character. It's like, yeah, I'll be your muse as long as you don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I have had a lot of comments like that, like, oh, this was a really unique premise, or I've never read an artist romance. And on one hand, I was a little bit surprised, but not that I didn't like take inspiration from any books, but I felt that, oh well, there should be more books like this because
Yeah,
I would love to read books like this. But of course, I guess that's why I wrote it. Um, and then same with the concept of a pen pal romance. I look for hashtags when I make my posts, and I do like
okay,
hashtag, and I'm like waiting for it to like auto finish pen pal romance, and it's
right.
not in existence. But I do get a lot of comments that are like, "Oh my God, I love pen pal romances. Like I'm looking for a pen pal. I'm looking for this," and I'm like, "Oh, maybe this is a niche actually that is
Yeah,
not yet too saturated. The idea of a
right,
pen
right, right.
pal romance." Um, Although I guess like there are pieces of that in like very beloved love stories, like in The Notebook. He's like, I wrote to you every day type of
Yes.
thing. But perhaps the like secretive pen pal isn't quite as used. Yeah.
No, because I have seen like you'll get a couple of like I don't want to say pen pals, but you get like mysterious letters that kind of like work towards that, but it's never like a true pen pal like relationship. And
Hmm.
that's how like they develop the romance, like getting to know each other and then meeting in person. So I thought that was really unique because I was like, honestly, this happens more often than not. You have people that meet online and they're
Yeah.
constantly messaging and then they meet in person. So I thought it was
Yeah.
very fun and unique to dive into it. And that's what captured my interest, like the first chapter in. I was like, oh, she has no idea who he is. Like, this makes it
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. No, it's funny what you just said. I was thinking too is, well, it's very reminiscent of online dating,
Yes.
which maybe I pulled that out because I have been online dating for like a long time. And so it is an exchange of written
Hmm.
communication and trying to figure out, like, oh, well, do I like this person based off of what they're saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out
Right.
who they are and if I'm going to like them based off of the words that they're sharing with me and how they
Right.
interact, like, with what I say. Are they picking up on my jokes? Like, are we compatible and
Right.
like all of that?
Right.
So maybe that's why it didn't feel as crazy to me because I'm like, I do this all the time. Like I message men on the internet.
Yes, the AOL chat rooms. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Is, like people
Yeah,
use that so many. I don't know how many stories I heard of like AOL chat rooms just alone. Of like, oh, I met like my husband on there, or I started
yeah,
dating someone in like Pennsylvania from a chat room, and I'm like, this is more common than not.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
like,
And then I think I transferred their communication. It started in email, like a couple
yeah,
emails, and then it went to written letters. And I'm like, because written letters are more romantic, so I just have to take it offline. Yeah.
yeah. I liked that aspect too because I'm like everybody loves love letters. Like we all go and like gush over it. So having them switch from like, oh, we met online to like these kind of sweet, intimate love letters, I was like, oh, they're like
I know.
connecting.
And I almost wish that I had done more of correspondence because I realized that's like such a fun part for people. So I almost wish I'd made their like letter exchanges longer. But I
Okay.
guess I am working on a small prequel that can be like a free little novella to get people interested in their story. So I wonder if I can put in some more letters that like I didn't put in the first book in that
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
It's a little
Yeah, because
little extra.
half the time I love like the text message exchange and books and stuff like that because you get like that witty banter and I love like the sign offs. So they're just like they're fun to read and I look forward to that. So that's why I had fun reading the love letters. I was
I
like, this
love to
is
hear that.
fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wait, can you tell me a little bit more about the Unhinged Baddies book club? Because it's a hilarious name. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys read? Like, what's the vibe? How many people are in your book club?
We have about seven, I think now, 7 or 8. Um,
Okay, like core
Initially,
members.
yes.
Okay,
Initially,
good.
I started this up with one of my friends because I got really into reading during COVID. I was very, very, very pregnant and I was just kind of like disinterested in TV. I always just rewatch.
Mm,
So I dived back into reading and I was diving more into like dark romances. I was looking for I guess more stimulation in the reading, right? And instead of like the same story kind of retelling, I was like, kind of throw me for a loop a couple times, like give me something new. And
mm,
I came on TikTok and I started scrolling and I started getting book recs that way. And I really wanted to have friends that read because I'm like, I finished this book, like, but who am I going to tell about
yeah.
it? Like, who am I going to tell? Like, this is a really great book. And there's only so much my husband wants to hear about the books that I read.
Yeah.
So I started on this platform and we would just meet weekly and then whoever kind of like funneled through. And I started meeting a couple people on here and we're like, all right, like let's pick a book together to read. And the first book that we read was called Pen Pal.
Oh,
Funny enough.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that a
And
dark
it was
romance?
like, yes.
Oh, interesting. I'm like, how is this? I want, okay. I won't guess at the premise.
It's like an erotic suspense, almost a thriller kind of vibe.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
could see if you like don't know who's sending you letters, like someone watching you kind
yes,
of a thing. Okay.
pretty much. So the female main character, her husband passed. She comes home and she finds a letter for her, and she opens it up, and it's like, "I've missed you" and whatever. And it's like, "I'm coming to see you," and she has no idea who it's from. She doesn't recognize the address, like anything. And then like the letters keep funneling in, and then they suddenly stop, and then someone shows up at her door. So like,
I just saw someone wrote "The twist is wild," like the twist for pen pals.
yes. Um, we read that book together, and my jaw hit the floor because it was something I didn't even see. It was so far fetched, but it was a really fun read. And I think after that, we all came on here and were like, "That was so fun! Like, let's do it
Yeah.
again."
Do you guys all know each other in person, or
We
is
do not
it
know. We met online.
you all met? Okay, so you always meet on TikTok to discuss like
Yep.
your books. Okay,
Mhm.
so fun. I feel like I always join book clubs and they always fall apart after maybe like 2 to 3 books.
Yep.
And so if this has been running for more than that, like I'm very impressed. It sounds like it
We've
has.
been running, yeah, a year and a half.
Oh, so fun. I love book clubs.
Yeah, we just like we'll read anything. We'll like, oh, like this looks good. We'll read that. We'll read books that don't have romance in it, no spice. We'll read
Mm,
books that just make us cry. We'll read very. wild books. We have read some crazy books in here, which is why we call us the Unhinged, because we just
Yeah.
read
It's
whatever.
hilarious. Yeah.
And we just come on here and have a good time.
That's awesome. I see Francine is saying Fable has book clubs too. Francine
Yes,
like
we're on there too.
also yeah, okay. I am on there because Francine is on there. If it's like
Okay.
the same Francine that she's read my books and she said she just got on TikTok and was gonna try to like find this
Yay!
and yeah, she introduced me to Fable.
Welcome.
Um I know I'm getting introduced to all these new like bookish spaces and communities and all
Yes.
this in the last like year and a half, like kind of like you in
Mm-hmm.
COVID times. I started
Right.
reading a lot more in the pandemic and like I would read a little bit, but I got really back into it, like into book talk, like deep into book talk. Like my
Yes.
TBR went crazy. It's why I started posting on TikTok, and although I haven't a lot lately, but anyway, yeah. So I all of a sudden like my eyes got open to this whole like online bookish space that I loved. I
Yep.
do feel that it feels a little bit different now, but
Right.
I mean, I still really it's a much bigger, I suppose now, but that's great.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah, more the merrier.
And that's why we like to stay in our own little space because like Ashley said, we're more than a book club, but we're very supportive of each other. We try to create a very like safe space and then where you don't yuck anyone's yums and we're like, hey, we'll
For
try
sure.
everything once, and
For
see how
sure.
it
Okay,
goes.
that's my tagline too. Like I'll try everything once. Like I'm
Yep.
really open. Like the next thing I want to try, I don't know if you guys have tried it yet. I don't remember the name of them, but it's normally like some a woman in a book falls in love with like her apartment door or like the gingerbread cookie that she just baked or like her pillow or something like that.
We've read those.
Okay, I haven't read any of them yet, but I want to read one of them. And I like tell all my friends about them. They're like, you guys don't even know how many different types of genres there are out there. Like there are like
We've read.
inanimate objects that become animated and people fall in love with them.
Funny enough, our first ever author guest was Sylvia Morrow, and she wrote a sentiment object of the pillow.
Oh my God, yes! That's like one of the ones that I like talk to people about,
Yep,
even though I
we
haven't
read
read it.
Stuffed.
That's what it's called?
It's Stuffed, yes.
Okay, so for someone who is brand new to this genre, like I know about it, but I haven't read one yet. I just know about them. Like,
Okay.
which one should I maybe start with?
I would definitely start with Stuffed and Unhinged by Vera Valentine.
Unhinged
That's
is
what,
the door one. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's the
I know the
ones we were
cover.
getting into.
That's awesome.
Oh, they were absolutely hilarious. That is definitely a genre I would read nonstop. The
I know
Were Turkey, no.
it's hard to explain to people. Like again, it's almost me talking about book stuff to my non-bookish friends is like this
Right.
hilarious. It's like I'm like a zoo animal or something. They're like, yeah, tell us what's going on, like in
Yeah.
that world, and then I tell them about books like this, and they're like, wow, that's crazy. But to me, like, doesn't that sound amazing? Like, doesn't
Yep.
that sound amazing and hilarious? But like, I know it's erotic, and and you're like, oh my God, like, what is wrong with people? And I'm like, people are amazing that they created this like
See, yes.
hilarious idea. Yeah. Wait,
That's our
someone just wrote
mindset.
the devil munchkin. The deviled egg made me do it. Is that one in the where turkey? Are these also
Yes,
examples?
we've read them. Yes. And then we've had the authors come in to talk to us.
Okay, I'm obsessed. Maybe I need to join your guys' book club more. It's just like a
Yes.
watcher.
Yeah, that's when we started. We were like, you know what? Like, how did they come up with this? And I actually reached out to Sylvia and I was like, look, I read your books. I found them absolutely phenomenal and they were hilarious. Can you come to book club? And she was like, yeah. And then that just kind of started our tradition of having an author come in and tell us about our books.
Wow, that's awesome. Are those ones on YouTube also? You said you post them on YouTube?
No, I just started that in January because I didn't
Okay.
know that
I
you
was
could
thinking I could go
download.
back.
I didn't know you could download them off of TikTok because I was
Yeah,
again
I
very
mean,
very new. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff, but okay, all right. Well, I'll dive into stuffed, right?
Yes.
Maybe honestly, I was saying, okay, so I am reading a really good book right now that happens to be beside me actually. But Station 11. So
Okay.
it's a like popular book, and it was got made into a TV series, but it's very serious and like it's making me sad because basically
Okay.
there's a pandemic and then everybody on the earth like dies except for a few people, and that's like the beginning of the book. So I'm not giving anything away, and it's a well written, of course, and it's a good book. But I've been telling everyone I'm with all day because I'm on vacation actually right now that I need to read a happy book after this. Like I need to read like a fun, happy, like more lighthearted
Hmm.
book. And so honestly, like the pillow book might be perfect.
Yes, that's
Or
actually how
unhinged.
I got into it. I don't know if you read the Ravenhood series by Kate
Oh
Stewart.
yeah. Yeah.
I finished Exodus and I just sobbed. And I was like, I need something to get me out of this funk. And I had saw someone put a video on about Unhinged, and then it was like right below it was Stuffed, and I was like, there are like 50 pages. I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah,
I
that's a
cackled
breeze.
the whole way through, and I just like kept. I read one about Shrek, and it just like kept going, and I was like, now I'm in a good mood. Now I can go finish that series.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Also,
Yes.
so you guys know my cover designer for my books, Laura, just popped into the
Hi.
feed. She said, "Hey, Missy." So if anyone wants to check out her videos of making covers, but also she just makes like very funny videos, you can check
Ooh,
out Laura. Or I
yes.
think Laura is your thing, not Laura. Your handle is like not Laura some places, but she is Laura. Anyways, she's great. So hi.
Ooh, hi. Your covers are beautiful.
Thank you. I
Oh.
mean, she's saying she has embarrassing videos. Well, they're perfect TikTok hilarity videos. And on your Insta, oh, your Insta's not Laura. Okay. Um, actually, so her and I, like, we kind of were working together for the first time in terms of designing covers. Like, she'd kind of made one before, but
Mhm.
I had never worked with a cover designer before, and she had never like she'd made like a poetry cover, I think, before. And so it was like a very fun collaboration process between the two of us to like come up with covers that like matched my vision, but then like her vision and like her design talent that I didn't have. Like I'd be like, "How do you do this?" And she'd like, make it all in like Photoshop, and I'd be like, "Can you make, change the hand to be this? And can you make veins on the man's hand?" And like we're looking up like man veins. Anyways, but yeah, I'm super happy with the covers. Like it was very
They're
fun
really
working with
pretty,
her.
yeah.
Thanks.
I
Yeah.
thought they were so and they're aesthetically pleasing because they go together and they would look really good on a shelf, and I was like, I appreciate this more than you know.
Thank you for saying that. So, okay, I'm writing the third book of the series
Oh,
now.
okay.
And so we're like thinking about how they'll look next to each other with like the colors. Like, oh, like
Right.
the color of the spine, which I guess no
Yes.
one would know this, but I'm trying to make them available in print, gosh, like within the next few weeks. I've just been like tweaking like small things here and there. I've been
Mhm.
traveling a lot, but the spines are a different color from the covers, and then like they'll look good
Ooh.
next to each other, like stacked based on the
Yes.
colors. Like it'll be easier to explain when I actually have them in my hand, and I'll make a video about them and all of that. But
Yes. I
yeah,
can't
I'm
wait to
really
see.
excited for that. Yeah.
I love when the spines look good together because I'm just like, this makes me. I am such a cover girl. I won't read a blurb, but I will buy it by cover.
Yeah. No, I mean, judge a book by its cover.
I'm very
I
much that.
y you can find, actually I shouldn't say this because you're going to record it, but basically the first time I ever tried to make a cover, I think I learned a lot. And
Okay.
so I took like all the, I think like I guess I could say I made like some mistakes in like what I was envisioning, and so then I had to kind of like take a back seat and like rethink what I was thinking for the covers. But now I'm super super happy with them, and it's been like a super fun learning process for me to like, when you're a consumer, you know what you like, but then to also create something that you like is like another deal.
Right.
So it was fun to put that together. Yeah.
I always wondered how that worked because I'm like, I have a certain like taste, so like I would like this, but like other people would be like, is that too busy? I'm like, it looks great on my shelf. So I can
Well,
see how you have to balance that. Yeah.
it's fun. Okay, so Laura's still here and she's still saying stuff. Sorry if I'm embarrassing you, Laura. But to learn, Christina, like what I had to do, she recommended that I before I like told her what I wanted for covers, she said that I should go to a bookstore and literally just look around at books and try to like vibe it out and just be like, okay, I'm
Okay.
drawn to these, I'm not drawn to these. Like these
Oh, that makes
covers.
sense.
Yeah, so I went to a Barnes and Noble in New York City in Union Square and I spent maybe like an hour or so perusing all the books and taking pictures of them and trying to figure out like what are the elements that I really like and don't like, even if I couldn't explain it. And
Hmm.
so, I could think like this cover is too busy, or this cover is like really easy to understand what it's about, or I'm drawn to it because of the colors or the
Hmm.
circles. And I found out,
Yep.
yeah, I really liked circles on covers. And so, my second book does have a very prominent circle on it, and the first book it's an oval, it's almost a circle, it's a paint palette. And so, I mean, it could just be me that's drawn to those, but I don't know. There were enough books that had circles on them that were being sold in Barnes and Noble that I figured other people like circles on books as well.
Yeah. No, I really liked your covers. I liked the color palette because I was like, if you put them next to each other, they would look like they belong together, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for saying that. That means we did a good job.
Yes. No, I love when, especially series have like a consistent theme, even if they're different colors. But I was like, I need you guys to look like you match.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a big part of it. It was like trying to plan for the future of like, okay, so will this
Yep.
theme work for everything? Will the colors work for everything and all of that?
That's
Do you
that's
guys
amazing.
Do you guys tend to read, sorry, do you guys tend to read more indie or traditional books or,
We try to do a lot more indie, because we always feel like other books are very, very loud and very like, read this, you'll love this, and like everybody talks about it. But we're like, okay, but
yeah,
like, what are the books that like we haven't got into that could be amazing? So we do like to dive into a lot of indie authors. I just think it's more fun that way because you're like, no one talks about this book, but this book's amazing, you know?
yeah. What's your process for picking books? Like, is it rotates or you guys vote
Yes.
or,
So usually this year has been different because we have been planning to go to a book con in October.
which one?
So we're going to Wild and Windy Las Vegas.
Okay.
So Love in Vegas. So we're going through the author list for that book con and reading one of every author.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how many authors is that?
So many.
Yeah, are you guys gonna make it?
So we have a gal in book club that is very good at organization and spreadsheets, and she said we'll make it by the last week of September. So I trust her.
Okay, yeah, we always trust the spreadsheet girl. They
Yep,
know what they're doing.
she keeps us on track.
Wow. Okay, good luck. Is the book you're talking about after this, is that
Yep.
author from going to this con? Okay. And are you guys all in the Vegas area or you're all like committed to
No, we're all
traveling?
spread out. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
so
So
fun.
yeah, we have some on the East Coast. One of our book club members, she's in the UK. So she watches the lives afterwards. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, is she gonna fly from the UK to
She was
Las
going
Vegas?
to, yes, but she had something medical pop up, so she's not going to be able to. But she
Ah,
was planning
shoot.
on coming, yeah.
Wow, that's so impressive.
Yeah, or else usually last year what we did was we would all just nominate a book that was under 400 pages, and
Sure.
then we would do a Wheel of Fortune type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
whatever book won was the book that we were reading.
Yeah, I get you on that. I do like random Excel generators sometimes to like
Yep.
pick things like that, or like I've done a few giveaways on my Instagram and I like want to be fair, so I do like these Excel formulas of
Yep.
like random between 1 and 50 or however many people applied. So like sometimes you don't
Mhm.
want to make the decision and you like want
Yep.
it to be fair, and so you'll like do something like that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
thought it was fun because we're like, who knows what we're gonna get? We can get a book about a couch, or we can get a book about vampires, or we get an autobiography. We don't know.
Oh goodness. Yeah, what's the majority of books that you read? Are they majority romance or actually no?
We've read a lot of romance, but then we've also done some random books that have been placed as nominations. We did some closed door romances. We've done some like thrillers. We've done some mysteries. We've done horror. Just
Fun.
whatever wins wins.
Have you guys, okay, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you have to talk about your next book, but out of
Agreed.
curiosity, um, have you guys read Meg Smitherman's books?
I don't think we have no.
I feel like it might fit with
Okay.
what your book club likes.
Yeah.
So, like, one of them, they're short, and she's just gotten into this niche of like horror romance. Um, so I think her top one right now is called Thrum, Thrum.
Okay.
Um, and then she just released a new one, like, I don't know, yesterday or something like that. But
Good.
I feel like based on the things that you're saying, your book club would really like, because it's like kind of into the ridiculous, but also like
Yes.
sexy and like short and like fun. Like I think it might
That
fit with your
sounds
book.
fun.
Unhinged Baddies vibes. Yeah.
Yes.
Entity. Oh, so Tara, I think someone in your book club knows. Tara, built by Tara. Entity. Uh, Munchkin, it's Meg Smitherman is the name of the author. But yeah, Entity is the book that she just released, and I think it's about like sex bots. But Thrum is about like this like girl gets stranded in space, and then there's an alien, I guess, on her spaceship, and like all of her crew is dead, and the alien's able to shapeshift into like whatever he wants, but it's like a romance, but it's horror,
Ooh,
but it's like in
I'm
space.
intrigued.
Yeah, I know. I own Thrum, and I'm like a big fan, and I feel like it might fit y'all's
See, perfect.
vibe.
You're already in our book club because you come up with good recs. Here we go.
Yeah,
Now you
yeah, I
can't
know.
leave us.
I'm gonna creep from here on out. But
Yay!
yeah, I know that you said you guys are talking about a book after this. So yeah, Munchkin found it from an entity, and she has
Yay!
another one called Swallowed. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Thank
I
you.
don't know when I became a hype woman for another author, but here I am.
We love it. And are you planning on doing any signings or any events?
Oh my God, that's like such a flattering question. Um, no, like, I mean, I would love to, but I'm still at maybe a little too small time right now to even think about that. Like, I've gotten a lot more readership in the last few months, which has been super exciting. It allowed me to hire um, a part-time author PA named, well, her name is Kai, but I think she might be watching. Her at is Robin Reed. So that for the last like 2 weeks, I've been working with an author PA, which makes me feel like
Yay.
so much fancier than I was before. But yeah, author signings are even like a few steps above, I think, where I'm currently at. But yeah, okay, Robin Reed's right there is listening. She says hi.
Yeah.
But she's amazing, and maybe one day we'll get to the point of. I won't say maybe. One day I'll get to the point of signings. I just have no idea when I'll have events for myself. Like that feels
Okay.
like a milestone that I have not reached.
Oh, we would love to see you at one. Like, there's a bunch of indies that we've seen. Like, I know if I go to Barnes and Noble, they have like a local author, like indie author signing, and they each have their own table. And I always think those are so fun because it's like, I haven't heard of these books. They're local. Like, give me one. Let me read it. Let me boost it. Let me help you.
I know. One, I'll figure. I think I'm pretty committed to this like path. Um, and I have confidence that like one day I'll figure it all out, but right now I'm still like figuring out just like the smaller things, I think.
Right.
Um, but yeah, one day, one day.
I hope, because I can't wait to see you blow up because your books were so fun to read and it was so different. And I'm like, she has her own like style and it's so fun. It's so fresh. And I
Wow,
feel
thank
like
you.
everybody's going to have fun reading it because it's not something we've read before. So it's like you come over here and you clean our palettes and make us want more.
I know I do tell people a little bit that it can be a palate cleanser, the first one,
Yeah.
the Splatter Me, because it's like short, cute, fun. Like you can kind of just like
Yeah.
get through it pretty quickly. It's like easy to read. Someone once
Hmm.
said it's just like easy to read prose, which is like what I
Yeah.
aspire to, I suppose. But yeah, I think there's a lot to come. If anyone wants
Hmm.
to follow along, like I'm Missy K Books everywhere on Instagram and TikTok. I'm a little slow on. Like this was my personal account that I have
Okay.
like a fair number of followers on, but I have a Missy K Books TikTok. I have a newsletter. I have a website. So I have all that good stuff going on, but
Yay.
yeah, so we're basically like we're in building mode. Like I'm basically 1 year, less than 1 year into publishing, and so
Okay.
it's all just kind of like a learning process, but it's like it's so fun and so great, like so fun to find readers that like the books, and so I'm just
Yeah.
grateful for
Yeah, you're
everything that's
doing
happened so far.
fantastic.
Yeah, thanks.
No,
Yeah.
very proud of your steps because I know it takes a lot to just kind of throw yourself out there, and I loved your books, and I think, like I said, they're so fresh and fun, and I think you're gonna have a bunch of readers come and flux, and I hope you get the hype that you deserve because they were fun to read.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, thank you for inviting me. Thanks for
Yeah.
everyone listening. Like, this was super fun. I've only done one other interview, which was like a Spotify podcast. So the fact that you asked me to join was very flattering, and this has been super fun. And I
Yeah.
love y'all's book club. It sounds like you guys have a great time together. It's very cute. And honestly, I'll probably poke around in like your future events just because it sounds like you
Yay.
guys interview some really fun people and read some really fun books.
We do have some some fun people joining us. It was
Yeah.
it was so fun. And before we let you go, because I know you're on vacation, if
Oh,
you
sure.
wouldn't mind taking a photo with all of our book club members,
Sure, yeah. What do you want me to do? How do you want me to pose?
any pose would be wonderful.
Is it
And I
like
know you
just
said you're working
oh,
on
okay.
a book.
Yeah, so the third book of the Muse series. Hi everyone. It's going to be called Capture Me because it's going to be about
We're on
photography.
because we're taking a picture with the. Oh, my hair's not done.
Your hair looks great.
Wendy, quit worrying about your
Am I
hair.
on? Oh my God, you guys heard that? Oops,
Yes.
Yeah.
sorry. Turn on my camera. Okay,
This is
sorry.
like the Zoom meetings during the pandemic that everyone would post
Right?
online.
That. Oh, look, you can only see my forehead. Sorry, I'm here. I'm all here.
Yay.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Leave
let
it
me
to
know when you're
me.
taking
Oh
it.
my
We
goodness.
can do you
Okay.
want a regular picture or a silly picture?
We can do
If you're like a
both.
We
mom
can do
asking that.
both.
You can do both.
Yes. And you said the next one is photography?
Yeah, so the next one is about like two of the side characters, and then their story, and it's called Capture Me. So the first one's Splatter Me 'cause it's about paint. The second one's Shape Me 'cause it's about clay. The third
Mhm.
one's Capture Me 'cause it's kind of more so about photography.
See, I'm a very artsy, like crafty person, so I love that about your books is because it kind of surrounds that aspect. So I kind of
Oh,
get
that's awesome.
two of my loves in one thing. So
I love to hear that. There's someone else recently told me that, and it made me so excited, and also made me think like, okay, I hope I did enough research on like how to do wheel pottery. Like I've done some, but I had
I
to be
would
more
have no
advanced.
idea on that. I'm more of the painter, photography. I went to
Okay,
school for
gotcha.
interior design, like all that. So
All right, great. Yeah, so you can't fact check me on the pottery portion then. Perfect.
all I know about pottery is
My
Patrick
birthday
Swayze.
girl.
Is
There we
what?
go. Yeah.
So all I know about pottery is Patrick Swayze. That's it.
Oh, right. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah, very
That's the limit of
romantic.
my
Real
knowledge
pottery
too.
can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
My cat.
I'm like, I'm not a
That's our
creative
birthday
person,
girl.
so this was fun. I was like, I know like these people are super creative. It makes me like I'm able to live vicariously through creative people in your books.
Yeah, honestly, me too. I'm like, I wish I could paint. I can't. I can't. I'm not that artistic, you guys. Not visually.
Missy, is that one of those rings that monitor everything, like your sleep and
It's
everything?
her aura
Yeah, I
ring.
think I
Yeah, it's
saw
an aura.
someone say that in the comments. Yeah, this is an Aura ring. It's kind of the older version, so it's like a little more clunky, I guess, than the newer ones. But it like rules my life, like Lord of the Rings, like
Yep,
one
I
ring
got
to rule
one.
them all.
You're
I got,
precious. You have one too, Tara?
yeah, I got mine in January. My company paid for ours. So I
What do
have
you
Definitely
think
mine, and
about it? Do you like it?
I love it. I
Me
First
too.
thing I do when I get up in the morning is check my scores. That's the first thing I do
Same.
in the morning.
I know. Instead of looking at Instagram, I look at like my sleep score. I'm like, how much REM sleep did I get?
I
How
think
were my dreams?
that would be more comfortable than the watch
Yeah.
because like the silicone watches, they like rub my raw. So I feel
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
ring.
it's so much easier for sleep and things like that.
Yeah, I feel
Marissa,
like I always get
no,
my
we need your
watch.
face.
All
I
right,
have
are
my
we
watch.
ready,
Oh
Marissa?
yeah, let me know. Let me know when I should smile.
Catty cat. Birthday girl. We're
Happy
taking
birthday,
the
Cat!
picture.
Ooh, happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
Ready?
so we'll do our nice one and then our silly one.
oh,
Okay.
birthday girl just disappeared.
Are you
Okay.
gonna count
Where'd you
down?
go?
Yes, I'm gonna count. What's everybody? There we go. Ready?
Cat, we need your pretty
Everybody
face.
ready? One. Cat.
1, 2.
Gotta wait for
She's
Cat.
like, hold on, I gotta take a picture. Cat. Catty cat.
Kat is not listening to us.
No, she's not.
There we go. Wait, baby.
Oh, she's walking. She's walking. And we're walking.
Cat.
Okay, we're just gonna have to take it.
We're gonna have to. All right, ready? 1, 2,
Ready? 1,
3.
2, 3.
We lost Munchkin.
Oh, wait.
What the heck,
I
Munch?
know, I
tried to
noticed
get her when
that.
she
You
was
guys have been smiling for so
See?
long.
Munch,
I don't know what happened.
you
I
I took a
paused.
few.
Catty cat. Catty cat.
All right. Ready?
Okay, we're back.
1, 2, 3.
Me too,
All right.
Alana.
Just in
Silly
time,
one.
Kat. Just in
Right.
time.
She ain't having it with me right now.
All right,
Hi,
silly one.
Milani.
Silly one.
Perfect.
Love it. Why
I'm
was
such, like,
I
a
the only one
millennial
making
to
a
do
face?
this.
Me and Missy were
I
the only
made a
ones that
face.
were.
I made a face.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Me, Munchkin, and Wendy. Are we
Right?
the only silly faces?
There's only so much I could do holding my hand.
Fair enough, yeah. Christina, you're the photographer. You didn't have that responsibility.
Tara was just like, I'm cute.
But thank you so much for joining us. I mean, you're an absolute blast. I cannot wait to read more of your work. It's so fun, and I'm just excited to see your journey and how big you become, because you deserve it.
Yes.
Wow, thanks for having me, you guys. This was super fun. Like, I'm so, like I said at the beginning, I'm a baby author, so I'm like, oh, sometimes I'm a little nervous about things, but this was like so fun. And yeah, your book club sounds like such a fun space. So I'm really happy for you guys that you found each other online like
Yes.
this and like all that you've kept it going. Like, that's amazing.
We are
You
family.
can join us anytime.
Yeah.
Yes, please. You're
please.
always welcome. You will fit
Every
in
Thursday.
just perfectly.
Okay, great. And I'll let you guys know what I think of stuff.
Yeah.
Or on page.
Perfect.
Yes.